welcome to episode 160 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn. See, it's there.
Okay, it's there, very slightly. And this is to review the reviews of anime from A to Z, sort of.
We're messing with the way we make sound. So, the best way to tell is right when you say hello, because it's super high pitched and spikes.
Yes, okay.
That's how you know every time. Just look for that little spike.
Okay.
Alright, guys, we got initial D. We picked.
Well, you picked.
Yeah, for category I. There really wasn't anything else in I, though, to be fair. And in the next categories, you'll see in a couple episodes, there really wasn't anything for
J.
Yeah.
Well, it
going
is what
forward.
it is. Yep.
Is a Japanese street racing manga series written and illustrated by Shuichi Shigeno. It was serialized by Kodansha's Seinen Magazine Weekly, 1995 to 2013. I guess it's finished. Let me actually scroll down. Yeah, it looks like it's done. That's cool. Blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch of animes. The first one, it was like...
Yeah,
I don't think it's actually in there.
We're covering Initial D first stage because we're going to be doing 3 episodes of Initial D because...
We just kept pushing it back. You got sick, I got sick.
Yeah, so...
Holidays.
So, next 3 weeks is going to be Initial D.
Yeah, I don't actually... Let me click the anime real quick. See if I can find... Okay, so the first stage, the first season, came out in 98.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
we're back. Initial D is hyper popular, but only amongst people that really like anime and like older styles type stuff.
Okay.
So like people that watch anime nowadays probably don't even know what it is.
Okay.
But it's still hyper popular. It's one of the most bought manga series ever.
Well, I buy that because every freaking season ends on a cliffhanger, and you don't end on a cliffhanger like that unless you really you're a manga bait or you're sure you're getting another season.
Or you're hoping you get another season, because there's plenty of shows we watched that ended on a cliffhanger and didn't get shit out.
Well, that's what I mean. It's either manga bait or they were really sure, so it makes sense that it's popular, and they got like 4
maybe
seasons.
a bit of both, right?
Yeah, they got 4 seasons out of it. So.
Well, so let's there's first stage, second stage, extra stage, third stage, fourth, extra stage 2, fifth, and final. And then there's 2 different battle stages. And the battle stages are just compilations of the street races.
I don't
so
think
far.
the fifth stage is dubbed, though.
Or the final stage.
Or
No,
the
it
final
isn't.
stage.
And I don't think the battle stages are dubbed either. Not that I want them to be. They're literally just recaps. I mean, they're good if like you don't want to watch a whole season of anime again. But like, let's say the 5th stage gets dubbed.
Mhm.
Like, all right, I don't want to watch it all over again. Let me watch that. But yeah, I won't be.
Okay. Anyway, premise.
Takumi Fujiwara.
You know the names. Yeah, okay.
Is a 17-year-old high school boy.
When he started.
He's about to be an adult. He's been driving since he was like 12 or 13 or something like that. Illegally. He's only been allowed to have his license for the last year. And I guess that's their age over there in Low. And his dad owns a tofu shop. And he's been delivering tofu for the last, since then. Since he was like 12 or 13. Up Mount Akira and then down Mount Akira. And essentially it's a racing anime.
Street racing.
Yeah, street racing.
Yeah.
And like there's more to it than that, but like he got good delivering tofu and wanted to go faster to be done so he could go home and sleep.
You say there's more to it to that, but there's really
There isn't much more. There really isn't.
There's some slice of life elements in it, but
for the most part, it's very slowly paced.
Oh my god, the show is so slow.
See, what's weird is like each season gets slightly better and slightly faster paced.
You know why? Because they get less episodes. The first season is 26 episodes, and oh my god, it's like
almost nothing happens in the whole show.
It takes like 3 episodes to finish one race. A race that's supposed to be fast and down the hill. 3 episodes. It's almost Dragon Ball Z dynamic type slow. It's that slow. Oh my god. It's so bad how slow it is sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. That first season was a little rough. But then when we went to watch the second season, it looks better.
We'll get the second season in the next episode.
All right.
We'll just stick
Why should all be one?
No, we're sticking to the first season because
so it's hard for me because like I watched it all, so I don't quite remember
the first season. I
where
can
this
tell
first
you,
season ends.
The first season starts with the brother.
Oh, I know where it starts.
Starts with the brother and it ends with the other brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in between he races the Midnight Sun guy, the leaders. Then he races the guy with the gun tape, and then the girls, and that's it.
He did the Night Kids.
Yeah, the Night Kids. I'm sorry. I don't know who the Midnight Suns are.
I don't know. Red Suns are the.
Okay, I must have got them confused. That's all good. Whatever. But that's the whole first. That's where the first season.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah. So, yeah, it's super, super slow, which is, I don't understand how you like this anime. You would kill other animes.
Sure, but like, so there's nostalgia, one.
Yeah.
Two,
right.
I've already seen it, so like I don't have to pay attention that much. I can be on my phone a little.
That's true.
So the first season, but I agreed, the first season's rough, and that's its roughest spot. Other than that, the first season isn't too bad. Oh, there's some complaints, sure, but it's not too bad, other than the extremely slow.
I have a few other complaints.
Yeah, there's a few minor ones.
I hate the comic relief character.
Oh, yeah, he gets better later on, but yeah.
Yeah, he gets better on because there's less of them.
Well, there's less of them, sure, but like he actually becomes a racer and stuff and learns.
And why is every male character in this, except for Takumi, have like a girlfriend and then loses them in the same like 2 episodes later?
Well, I mean, Takumi loses his girlfriend too.
Yeah, but that's kind of his own choice because he's an idiot sometimes.
He's not an idiot.
We'll get into that in the second season, but we're not. I just wanted to focus on the bad comic relief in this one real quick.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible, but it's classic anime. I'm funny.
Yeah.
I'm outrageous and loud and funny.
But he's not funny.
No, but that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, obviously.
And then another thing I have a problem with, especially in the first season, and it's throughout everything, is the goddamn car exposition.
Oh, I don't learn.
No. Like, it's fine that it's there, but they're talking to people who know about cars. They know the answers. They're explaining car mechanics to people who know car mechanics.
Oh, sure, but when they're talking to Takumi or even a lot of the guys in the Akina Speedstars, which are the group for Akina, they're all hobbyists.
Yeah, but I know. But, like, when, they're in the middle of a race and the older brother is watching the race and he's telling his younger brother who knows the freaking process of the cars, you're explaining the thing of the cars. And it's like, yeah, he knows. He's like, and sometimes
I need to know.
And sometimes they say, I know you know this, but this is how this car works about this car and this car. And it's like,
well, now we know.
Why are you explaining it?
So that you can know, because you don't know anything about cars. You're welcome.
They don't know that I don't know about cars. What happens if I came into it and I was a car enthusiast and I knew all this stuff?
Then you'd be excited. To see representation.
No, I'd be like, why are you explaining this to me like this? It's bad dialogue.
It's not great dialogue. I wouldn't call it bad.
Shawn is going to defend this anime.
I wouldn't call it bad. It's not great dialogue.
He likes this anime.
It's good.
I found it boring.
The first one's a little rough.
I found it dull.
The 4th season's great. I wish you had watched it.
I found it slow. I don't. The shonen aspect of this. You said they get better and better.
Yeah, he's constantly getting better.
Not really. He's just driving.
No.
He's just
You need to pay attention.
He's supernaturally good at the cars. Yeah, but he's already super great. He just little adjustments to make him better and stuff like that.
That's what matters.
He's already overpowered, Shawn.
I know what you're talking about.
Already too overpowered. And
yes and no. He's overpowered against anyone in a regular car or any type of racer that's not serious about it. So, like, against, like, the Night Kids or the Keen Speedstars type, against those type people, sure, but they're hobbyists. They barely know what they're doing. But he's clearly not when he's going head against people, and he's barely winning.
In the first season, he doesn't lose a single race.
Yeah, he never loses a race.
Well, technically, yeah. But that's another thing about this show. Completely predictable, the entire show. There was not a single race that I didn't call. And another thing, their excitement for the races when they're going through it. When they show them touching the brakes and the wheels and turning the wheels, they're a little excited. Let me see that tire go spinning around.
So you're someone who doesn't care about any kind of car in any type of way other than just driving to work.
I know.
But to anyone else, it's at least mildly interesting.
I guess.
Especially because it's being portrayed, at least to the best of my knowledge, accurately. Until, there's a couple things that aren't. Like the gutter grab, which they didn't do. Yeah, it's in the 4th season.
They did a gutter grab.
No, they did something similar to it. It's a different move that I'm talking about.
Where he goes and goes around the corner.
It's not really a gutter. It's more like a groove in the road, and his tire kind of hooks on it. I assume you could do that in real life. I don't know. It sounds plausible, at least.
They're all the same move. It's all he literally they take the same move and put a different twist on it and call it a different move when it's not the same, when it's not different. He's literally doing the same thing.
No, because that's not a gutter. I'm talking about an actual gutter like I have outside.
Yeah, I know. but he literally just uses the edge of it and goes around to go. It's the same move.
Well, it's similar. I assume you'd have to displace the weight differently, so that way you can hook it properly.
It's this show. They need to explain everything that's happening.
Yes.
In order for you to, understand what's happening.
Only a few people know how cars work, so of course.
I understand that. This show has a lot of bad qualities, and
has two bad qualities.
It has a lot of bad qualities. It's got bad quality, and it's already not for me.
It's fantastic.
And I did not like it. But since I complained for the last 5 minutes, why don't you tell us some of the good things you like about this anime in the first season?
It's just fun. It's especially the first. So, like, the first season is different than the other seasons because it's slower paced. So, like, it's just fun and mellow. The other seasons pick up the pace. Every single season it gets faster. But, there's more going on. It's the story's tighter. More things are happening in episodes. There's less, like, panning with music and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. I like the racing. I like the odds of being against him. So, like, you say he's overpowered, but the only thing he has is in being intuitive and having talent, not skill, right? Because he's in a car that's 10 years older than everyone else's with a crappy motor. And eventually, did it break in the first season? No, it breaks. We'll talk about that later. But eventually, he does get another motor. But until then, he is in a crappy Toyota, and he's beating all these other people. Well, it's not like he was ever a street racer before. You know what I mean? He's just intuitive with it. So, like, is he overpowered? I mean, I guess. He's
overpowered in the sense, sure, he's got that intuitive, but he's only...
He has the limitations of having a crappy car.
He also only races on one area in the first season, besides he does race one other... The girl. He races her in her area, but he only races on Mount Akine. So he knows that track so well, it's almost unfair how much he knows about it.
Yes, and that's a plot point later on. But what's funny though is, so he's been driving for 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guys at the gas station that they work out together with,
it's funny they all work at a gas station.
Yeah, well, one of them doesn't. He's just there all the time. But the one that doesn't work there and the one that's older, who's quote unquote an adult, they've been driving for a while and they race, and they're not very good. They've only raced on Akina, but it's not, and they've got better cars technically. So why aren't they as good? Well, they haven't been driving as long as him because he's been driving since they've been driving since they've been allowed to drive, probably 2 or 3 years. He's been driving for 4 or 5 years, but that's not that much difference in skill, right? That much time. So like he has that latent talent.
Yeah, he's also the son of.
You're like a legendary.
Yeah, legendary. So he's got that whole bloodline, stupid storyline,
That's so dumb.
Isn't it? Everything's connected, too. Even his gas station boss, it used to be his
buddy.
Yeah, is his dad's buddy. Everything's so connected. Everything's all around cars and stuff. It's like...
Well, I mean, 90s Japan, mountain passes, I mean, it was a thing. It was a culture.
I believe it. But, like, I don't... See, so one of the things I didn't understand is they all get excited that you're going to race and stuff like that, and then all the spectators are just, they stand at the top of the mountain. And
that's hilarious. Well, not just always at the top. When the bigger races, they go to certain turns.
Yeah, I know.
Them, and then at the end, someone will be there to see who actually...
There's no one there to actually see most of the race.
Yeah.
So
well, they do talk about here and there throughout the series. I don't know exactly when. But, like... If you stand at this pass, you can see other passes.
Yeah, but it depends on the...
So, like, drag racing seems more fun because, like, you can be there, and even if the other end of the race is far away, you can still see it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, where it just seems silly. Unless you're racing, like, why are you kind of there? Or your friends racing.
And, like, they're all standing at the top of the mountain, oh, I hope he wins, or they hear
like,
on the radio.
They'll hear a radio 5 minutes later whether or not he won.
Yeah, it's like, this is stupid.
But because it's not a drag race, sitting at the bottom is kind of worthless, because very rarely is that where it's going to be decided.
Yeah. And it's usually decided in a spot that there's no spectators or something.
Yeah.
Either. So it's like...
More often than not.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed.
It's fun. I enjoyed it. Talk about his girlfriend.
Well, I didn't want to talk about his girlfriend in this...
Well, let's talk about the first season.
Okay. Well, in the first season, there's a subplot with there's essentially a slice of life out. Yeah, I don't remember her name. Anyway, so she's I don't know if she's old friends with Takumi or.
Well, I know they they're friends, and they've been friends for at least a year or two. The year prior, he got in a fight with a kid because he was calling her names or something like that.
Yeah, saying he was doing things with her and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's revelations in later that don't counteract that. So, but anyway.
But but doing something with someone and then being an asshole.
No, I know.
Like he's being a bully.
My point is, they put certain ideas in my head in the first season that are completely thrown completely off.
So, like, my impression of her was she's a girl. She has a rich family.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot about this too.
Yeah, because you told me that guy was his dad.
No, I said I'm pretty sure it's his dad.
Yeah.
It was not 100 because at the same time I'm like, wait a second, I know something's wrong. But so like she goes in a car and they go out, they go to places, but you only ever really see her in the car with them.
Mm-hmm. They go into like the beach
and she mentions, well, no, I'm talking about the rich guy.
Oh, right.
And she talks about how like you spent a lot of money on me, blah blah blah.
That's in the second season, but yeah.
It's also, I believe it's in the first season.
No, because she doesn't break up with him until.
Yeah, no, it happens in the first season.
Okay.
Because Takumi was talking about, or one of them was talking with her around about how the car is expensive and like I'm assuming Iketani or whatever his name is because he was getting a car like what it would cost to buy that, and she's like, oh, you could spend that on me in a month. I didn't realize that it's that hard to get money.
Yeah.
So she's my perception of her was just this rich girl and a dad that's probably divorced and barely sees her.
Yeah. I mean, she seemed innocent in the first season. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. All right.
Because it gets weird.
First season, 10 out of 10. See you guys. Let's go.
Yeah, no. Not a 10 out of 10.
Look, the first season's a little rough. I'll give it a 7, but I enjoyed it.
It's not good. That's it.
Oh, the CG for the time it was fantastic. Looking back, man, it is rough. It's hard to look. Like, it hurts my eyes.
Yeah, the cars look like PlayStation 1.
It does not look that bad. Play a PlayStation 1.
I play PlayStation 1 games all the time.
Yeah, it does not look.
It looked like PlayStation 2.
If a PlayStation 1 looked like that, it would have sold a whole lot better.
I'll give you PlayStation 2 in the later seasons, so not 1.
No, 3 in the later seasons. People have such a weird perception of what games look like on PS1 and all that.
No, I have a pretty good idea.
So do I. It didn't look like that. Not unless you're talking about a cutscene, which is just a DVD at that point.
Anyway, this anime sucked, so...
It was good.
Bye. Wait, hold on. Next week we're going to be talking episodes, initial, what's it called?
Initial D?
Yeah, but what's the
second stage?
Second stage. Yeah, that.
Second
Bye.
Season.